Hey everybody, George Conley with Scratch Golf Tips here. Today I want to talk a little bit about a very common mistake that amateur golfers make with a hybrid. Now, a lot of golfers have hybrids in the bag, but many of them don't like to turn to them or they feel like they play pretty inconsistently with them. So let's talk about a very common mistake. You'll see right here that I'm kind of demonstrating a bit of an upward motion through impact where you're trying to scoop the ball. It would be a very similar way that you would hit a driver. And you're really, getting that for a right-handed golfer, that right shoulder down. What we really want, a hybrid is a hybrid between a wood and an iron. We want downward impact. So you see these rehearsals here, catching some grass. You don't want to be taking a big divot like you would with a wedge, but you do want to catch a little bit of grass. A great visual or a great swing feel that a lot of people have is bruising the grass. And here I'm just doing a quick drill, which I'm putting a golf tee in with maybe about an inch or a half inch above the ground. I'm starting my hybrid right before, I'm putting that hybrid down in the setup right before the tee, and I'm just doing some abbreviated half swings and focusing on making contact with that tee. So the head of the hybrid's about 2-3 inches behind the ball. Half swing, abbreviated swing. And again, whenever we're working towards something in the golf swing, exaggerate it the other way. So if you find yourself really picking up at the ball and trying to scoop it up like you would a driver, then maybe try and work a little bit more on getting a bit steep and taking a bigger divot and then working on an even plane. Here I'm just working on getting those hands a little bit ahead. My ball position's pretty forward. And then from there, after you do some rehearsal swings, you work on some feels. I like to feel my left shoulder, again I'm a righty, feel my left shoulder kind of go down to the ground through the transitionary move. And then from there, it's all about getting your rehearsal swings in, doing some drills with that tee, finding the distance at which you want to stand. This is way too close. I just showed something that's too far. So play around and just feel comfortable over the ball. With something like distance from the ball, there's really no correct answer. I wish I could tell you exactly how far to stand away, but it's whatever is comfortable in a way that you can athletically address the ball with good posture. Now, when it comes to having confidence in your hybrids, it's the same as having confidence on the putting green or with the driver. You need to get good, valuable reps in on the driving range. Don't just step up to the range and hit 10 hybrids and then you think you're all set. For me, when I'm working on a club that I feel uncomfortable with, I take my time. I go through feels, I go through pre-shot routines, and in this range session, especially with the hybrid, which I admittedly have been struggling with, I'm trying to pull off very specific shots in my mind. I'm trying to hit a mid-trajectory draw. You can't see it, but I actually do have my flight scope flight monitor, so I'm trying to hit it about 225, 230, and that's my focus. It's very quantitatively driven, but on the other end of that spectrum, I'm also in getting those reps in seeing the ball fly a certain way, I'm becoming more familiar and in turn much more confident with the hybrid. When push comes to shove, you can throw out all mechanic, course management, everything in the golf swing. It's about your confidence. Are you stepping up to golf shots confident that you're going to pull it off? If you are, then I think most golfers will play much better with confidence than they will without. So in summation, we don't want to be scooping at the ball with a hybrid in hand. On the contrary side, we don't want to be taking a huge divot somewhere in between. In terms of how far you should be standing away from the ball, the easiest answer I could say would be a hybrid between, no pun intended, where you would stand to a 5-iron and where you would stand to a 3-wood. In terms of ball positioning, it depends on what type of shot you're hitting. I like to have this right around in my stance where I would hold a 5-iron. So just play around with it and see what works best for you. If you have any questions or comments on hybrid, specific questions about your mechanics, drills, what have you, please leave those in the comment section down below. As always, thank you all very much for watching. Play well and take care.